What's up, guys? Matt Fragger back again. Got another fragrance review video for you. And today I've got 10 fragrances from my collection that I feel are sexy fragrances. So we all know that in the community they're referred to as panty droppers. So for the purposes of that, look, we all know that no fragrance you're going to put it on and women's panties are just going to drop for you. There's a lot that goes on besides that. But for the purposes of the video, what we're going to determine is, are these fragrances sexy or not? And we're going to determine that by either doing a panty drop or not. So I've invited my wife to come in today and help us with this video. Say hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to go buy these fragrances one at a time. I'm going to spray them on the strip, let her, now granted, remember, this is just off a test strip, so take that with a grain of salt, but she's going to smell the fragrance, determine if she thinks that it's, if she's going to, now I want you to just kind of take yourself to a place where you're a young girl, single woman, out on the prowl, out on the hunt, you smell this fragrance on a guy. Is it sexy or not? Is it something that's sexy to you? And if it's sexy, give me a panty drop. If it's not, then not a panty drop. That's the way we're going to do this. Yeah, it seems a little silly, but just stick with me here. So the first fragrance that we have today is going to be one that a lot of people have determined to be a sexy fragrance. That's Sauvage, just the EDT. And in my opinion, it's a sexy fragrance. I know it's blah, blah, blah. It's overplayed, it's overdone, it's overrated, whatever you want to say. But at the end of the day, it's a top-selling men's fragrance, and it's a really sexy fragrance in my opinion. So let's see what she thinks. And in the interest of not showing my wife's panties on camera, instead, we're going to use a pair of my panties. So here's the panties. Is it a drop or not for Sauvage EDT? It's a panty drop.
Yeah.
So she likes Sauvage EDT.
Yes, I do.
That one's going to go down as a dropper.
Yes, sir. Ray.
Next on the list, another fragrance that when I looked up sexy fragrances for men, this is one that I saw come up. Now, I'm a poor guy. I don't have Parfums de Marly Layton. What I've got is a very close, and what I feel to be a sexy clone of Parfums de Marly Layton, and that's Detour Noir by Harmain. So let's give that a spray, and we'll see what she thinks about this DNA. Drop. Okay, that's not dropping these panties. So you smell this on a guy.
And then I walk like the opposite direction.
Okay. So Parfums de Marly Layton, aka being represented here by Detour Noir by Harmain, is a not.
It's a definite not.
Next, another fragrance that is a clone fragrance, and that's going to be Spectre Ghost, which is a clone of Nishan's Ani, which I do have the real thing here, but I feel like, and this is probably not going to be a popular opinion, but I feel like Spectre Ghost is better than Nishan Ani, and hate me all you want about it, but that's just my opinion. And I think this is a very, very sexy fragrance in my opinion, but this isn't about me, this is about what she thinks. You already know I think these fragrances are sexy because I picked them for the list. I got a feeling those panties aren't going to drop.
Take that boring thing.
So that's not going to make your panties drop.
No.
So it's a knot.
Yeah.
Alright, give them a flip then, that's a knot. Panties are staying on for this one apparently, guys.
Yeah.
At least in her opinion.
In my opinion,
I got to override on this one. I think this fragrance is very sexy,
it's
and I feel like a woman would.
But you're a man, of course you're going to think that's sexy. It's about what
that's
I think
true.
is sexy right now, and
That's
that
true.
is not sexy.
Spectre
God.
Ghost is a knot. Alright, next fragrance that I have here that I think is very sexy is Givenchy's Gentleman EDT Intense. This is an iris fragrance, very classy, formal, gentlemanly kind of fragrance that I think is extremely sexy. Give that a couple sprays. See what she thinks about this one, guys. Is it a dropper? You run into a guy and He's wearing that.
Again,
He's sexy, suave. He's well kept.
you know, he could be all that, but if he
Charming.
doesn't smell good, then no.
That don't do it.
Don't do it.
It ain't dropping him, bub.
Only had one so far.
Only one so far. Now, remember, I've determined, in my opinion, that these are all sexy panty dropper fragrances already, but
Yeah.
this is just a woman's opinion, so, you know. Are you still in that I'm a single woman out on the prowl mode? You know, don't forget. You're
I
supposed to be
am, and I'm
out on
telling
the
you,
prowl.
if
All
I
right.
was out on the prowl and I smelled dust,
People even say out on the prowl, I don't know. All right, let's try Jean-Paul Gaultier's Elixir. Probably one of my favorite fragrances in my collection, and what I feel to be definitely sexy. Whew. All right, give that a smell. How's that one doing? You're gonna give him the time of day? Oh, he's making hotel reservations, honey.
Yeah, this one's a lot better than the other two. Woo!
All right, so Jean-Paul Gaultier Elixir, sexy.
Yeah. I wouldn't kick
I
God out of bed
agree.
for that.
I agree. Now here's another one. Here's one that when I was searching for sexy fragrances, top 10 sexy fragrances, whatever. This one popped up a lot. Cedrat Bosé by Mancera popped up a lot, and it kind of surprises me because I wouldn't have personally picked this as a sexy fragrances video. But when I looked up what ones I seen popping up quite a bit, this one came up, and it's an absolutely masterful fragrance in my opinion. I just love it.
But we're glad you
Let's
love
see if she thinks it's a panty dropper. No?
I know. No,
Maybe is he gonna get a kiss at the end of the date?
Oh, he'll get felt up.
Will
But
he get
that's
the
about.
date?
He'll get the felt up.
But the panties don't come off.
No, he'll get the feel up, but he ain't gonna get no dropping.
So second base maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, better wear something more sexy on the next date, I guess. So
Mhm.
Cedrat Bosé is, according
It's
to
a
her.
no way.
I mean, yeah, I do think it's a sexy fragrance in a way, but like I said, I wouldn't have picked it for a sexy fragrance video, but I wanted a couple of these to be ones that were popular opinion, on the internet as well. But this one is one that I picked because I think it's super sexy. It's fresh, it's clean, it's got iris. It's a classy kind of fragrance, and this is one that I definitely give that a minute to dry down there, and I think this one's definitely one that I would put on a list of sexy fragrances, obviously.
Blah blah blah.
Let's see what you think. She doesn't like soapy fragrances, so that one she might be a little biased, but very clean and soapy, fresh out of the shower kind of thing.
That don't smell like fresh out of the shower.
Well, I feel like it smells like it's kind of a fresh out of the shower.
No. That's a no from Kelly.
A no from Kelly.
No from Kelly.
All right, next one, Eros Eau de Parfum. A classic I feel, and one that I definitely saw pop up on sexy fragrance lists, and I would have picked anyway to go in this video. All right, give that one a hoot. What's going on there? Is that guy getting some action? Is that a dropper?
Second base.
Not a panty dropper, huh?
No.
Not that sexy, you don't think?
No. No.
You smell a guy comes up and
Yeah.
he's close to you and you smell this on him, you're not gonna,
Again, like the last one, Copperfield. That's it.
So you're not getting very far with Eros Eau de Parfum, apparently.
No.
At least not with the fictional
Character.
single Kelly.
Yeah.
So the next one I got here is gonna be Amethyst by Lattafa. This one is a rose oud kind of fragrance. I feel like this is super sexy, but let's see what she thinks. Oh yeah. Whew. This is one of my favorites in my collection, guys.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely one of my favorites. Lattafa knocked it out of the park with this one.
I like this one. Bop!
Yeah, this one's a
Hotel
fantastic.
reservations, please.
This one is one of those
Please,
fragrances
thank
that
you.
I think to men and
Woo,
women
baby,
is
that's nice.
equally appealing. Like, you know, a lot of fragrances can go either way. Like, a lot of men think that certain fragrances are sexy, and then a woman has a completely different opinion. You know, I've noticed that a lot. And that's one, you know, certain ones kind of like it's a no-brainer, like across the board.
I don't
Women,
like
men.
rose at all, but with that oud in it, it doesn't smell
All right,
like rose.
and the last one now. Full disclosure, this last one is one of my favorite fragrances in my collection. Could be my favorite. It's also one that my wife adores already. So I already know from the door that this one's going to get a drop. But let's go ahead and let you know what it is anyway. And that's Mancera's Instant Crush.
Oh, yeah.
This one,
Oh.
I mean,
Oh.
not much more you can say other than this fragrance just is the epitome, in my opinion, is the epitome of sexy. And although it's one of those ones that can go either way, men or women, like it's definitely unisex. I think that this is the one that if a man wears it, it's extremely sexy, and if a woman wears it, it's extremely sexy. I mean, it could just go both ways. Drop those panties, because if
I would climb him like a tree in the middle of the club.
So that's a drop for Instant Crush.
Yeah.
I mean,
We wouldn't make it to the parking lot. This is so good. I would follow this trail.
Instant Crush is pretty much, in my opinion, one that.
Oh God, I love this.
If I had to say which one out of all these 10 is the most sexy, like if you're going on a first date and you really want to impress a woman, I'd say Instant Crush. But I will say this: it's a Mancera. It's a powerful fragrance, so you don't need to overspray with this one.
Jesus.
A couple sprays of this is going to get the job done, especially on like a first date or like maybe a second or third even. You know, just a couple sprays, kind of, you know, dial it back.
Oh, I need to say
and it's perfect.
I need my puff bar after this.
So that's 10 sexy fragrances. In my opinion, they're sexy, and which ones? I think, what did she end up thinking? What was it? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, out of all the ones, all the 4 that I
agrees.
liked, this one is definitely.
So I guess this just ends up being a review for Mancera's Instant Crush and how sexy it actually is.
Oh my God!
Thanks for joining me, guys, for another video.
Thanks for joining us.
This is Kelly.
That's me.
I'm the Mad Fragger. I appreciate you watching.
Thank you so much.